Hey coaches, I'm Krista Kathleen, a life and business coach and creator of this group, Build Your Life Coaching Biz. And so I wanted to talk about the topic today of when your life feels like a shit storm and you're just kind of like barely hanging on and you still need to run a life coaching business and show up for your clients. How do you do that? And this is something that I'm personally going through right now, and I know a couple of my clients are going through it, and it's really interesting. And you'll notice that this as well, as if you're a coach, is whatever you're going through, you're gonna like attract that also. And so a lot of your clients will probably be going through the same thing that you're going through as well. It's really interesting how that happens, and just goes back to the law of attraction and kind of, what we hold in our mind, we do end up attracting and manifesting at the end of the day. So I know a bunch of people wanted to come on for this. So I know they'll be here soon. I'm just gonna I know I usually don't do this. I'm gonna do a quick text in my group and just let everyone know that I'm live right now. And still talk while we're waiting here. But I am, just so you know, I'm currently in Clearwater, Florida at my parents' house. I made it back to the United States. So I'm really happy about that, to be back. I've been traveling around the world for 2 years and it's just been absolutely amazing, but also exhausting. So I'm really excited to focus just on like relaxing and detoxing and getting my sister's pregnant, so being an aunt and building relationships back up with my friends and my family, which I've lost completely out of touch with, being all over the world. And so just to get my life back, I felt like just kind of all over the place being a digital nomad. And so I'm just ready to like get grounded again and feel really strong in my life and my business. All right, just 1 second here. Okay. I'm trying this new thing because when I go live in here, it kind of takes people a while to notice, and then that by the time they start showing up, I'm like at the end of talking. So I need to figure out if anyone has any suggestions about that, of like how to give people more notice before I go live, so that way everyone's like ready to go. Even though I do a post earlier in the day talking about giving all the different time zones and when I'm going to be in here, but I understand people get busy and yeah, so. But okay, let's go ahead and just start talking about this. So the first thing is you get the choice to choose how you're going to show up. So you can choose to sit in the victim role and to say, life sucks, why is this happening to me? Or you can say, okay, this is happening, I need to figure out how it's happening for me. And I can either be sad all day and eating ice cream and watching Bridget Jones, or I can be sad but also be productive at the same time and still deal with life and run my business. So the choice is always yours. And I know that that choice can feel impossible when you're in the middle of your hurricane and your storm. But again, it's really just important to know that you do have a choice, and that's just for anything in life. You have a choice every day with the way that you're going to show up in your relationships and in your business and in everything. So you have that power, okay? That's the first step. Also, I want to let you know that there are times where you might have to cancel a coaching session. I was working with a client recently that asked me that she was going through a really hard time, and she's like, I just don't feel strong enough right now to show up powerfully for this client. And I said, that's okay, I understand, that happens. And she's like, can I cancel? And I was like, I'm going to leave that up to you. It's your business, and you know yourself the best. And so I think sometimes, yes, if you need to cancel, that's okay. I would not get in the habit of that if you have paying clients that are working with you, right? Because that gets old pretty quickly. But if every once in a while, hi Jamie, welcome. I'm so glad you're here right now. feel free to jump in and contribute to this conversation. And I'd just love to hear your thoughts. So basically what I was talking about is it okay to cancel a session with a client when you're going through a really hard time? I know that some coaches they live in this mindset of like, I want to be 100% on for my clients. And if my life is off, like I'm going to cancel. Like they would rather cancel than try to push through it. I feel like the only time I would really cancel is if something really devastating happened, like right before I had to get on a call and you just would not absolutely be able to focus. But I don't think it's a great idea to get into a good habit of regularly canceling, because then you're going to lose that trust with the client. But there is some times where if you're just going through something and you know you can't show up for them, then you may have to cancel at the last minute. So when you are going through a personal shit show, you're going to just have to give yourself permission to do bare minimum. And I know that feels really weird. I feel like, me, I'm a life coach. I'm like, yes, like, let's go for your goals and dream big and you got this. And to say like, no, it's okay to do like nothing. And I've been doing that the past 2 weeks as I've just been going through this big life transition with relationships and coming back to the US. Like I've just been trying to allow myself with too much guilt to really be more in the being phase of life instead of doing, which is really challenging. And just basically like just doing coaching calls and not really focusing on growing my business at this time. And I'm just doing a lot more like personal posts for healing. And so I definitely think that it's okay to just do bare minimum sometimes in life, because the rest of the energy needs to go to self-healing. And self-healing and personal growth and work takes a lot of time and energy. I don't know if people realize that, but it's a lot of work. I think besides having a baby, it's like some of the hardest work that you'll ever do. So if I'll agree with that, throw up some hearts or some emojis for that. I completely agree with that. And so, so the next thing, a lot of this is not going to be rocket science. I know a lot of you guys probably know a lot about this, but it's about just giving this energetic permission to have self-care be a priority. So we're going to talk a lot about self-care now. And my big tagline in my business is when you work on you, you're working on your business at the same time. See, Jamie, you said, I find that I actually show up pretty powerfully when I'm in a funk. Interesting. So I'm like you, it would have to be pretty drastic to cancel. I like that. So it sounds like you'll still show up authentically. And I think that's a valuable lesson too, is that you're right. Even if you are in a funk or something's going on, you can show up in a call or a group coaching session and just say like, hey guys, this is what's going on. Like this sucks right now. And it may be your best coaching session ever, just because you're showing up in that raw form where people can really connect with you on that deep level. I know it's scary to do that, but that might be interesting to try as well. And obviously you don't want the whole session to be about your story and what's going on in your life, because they're paying you for them to be able to talk. But I just think that would be interesting to try. Hi, Lainey. Oh, good. I'm glad you made it. And yes, I'm trying to get better about reminding people before I jump on, so that way not everyone is coming on right as I'm getting off at the end of my talk. Okay. So we are talking about when you're going through a shit show, self-care has to be your priority. It just absolutely has to. I know a lot of times we have a lot of guilt around choosing self-care, but it has to be a priority, because if you don't, you're not going to get better and you're not going to feel better, and your business is going to keep on suffering and suffering. And so there's going to be for a little bit like an uneven balance where like you're going to be spending a lot of time and your attention on self-care, and then your business and client work may be down here. Doesn't mean you still can't work on both, but it's just the self-care has to be really up here. And also you're going to get back to normal quicker if you prioritize self-care, right? So yeah. So I just wanted to give some suggestions of like, you know, what I've been doing and working on the past couple of weeks that I feel like have been really helping. So the first one I have is sleep. You can't really control your sleep. It probably is going to be shitty because when you have so much going on your mind and you're stressed and everything, it's just going to be probably compromised. I do love the Calm app. It's free, and then it's like 56 bucks a year for if you want the higher stuff, but it's meditations and bedtime stories, and it's so soothing and relaxing. And so I play that in the background, and I usually end up falling asleep pretty well from the sleep app. Healthy food. So this is something you can control. You can control the food that you put in your body. And I know that when we're in a funk, we want to comfort ourselves with, you know, a lot of carbs and sugar and everything. But I really do believe that that will make things worse, and it'll make our self-esteem worse. And then we just feel crappy and our energy is already low. So I do think, like, even though, right, that whole like go get the ice cream and sit on the couch and cry with a box of tissues and watch Bridget Jones' Diary. Maybe just do that for 24 hours, but then you're going to have to be sad and depressed while also eating a salad at the same time. And that's what I've been doing. Oh, good. Stephanie, you love Calm. Lainey, you said I use meditations on YouTube. Yep, there's tons of meditations on YouTube. I like those as well. Calm app is freaking amazing. It helped my anxiety dog sleep. Oh, wow. Yep, essential oils are great too. Yeah, I love lavender oil or putting in the bathtub. Okay, next thing is yoga and meditation are a must, absolute must. Especially like hot yoga. Like when you're like if you're going through a breakup or you lost a job or you're going through a divorce, like you just want to like let go. You want to detox. That's why a lot of people will cut their hair. I did that after I got divorced. I cut my hair. The hot yoga, you just feel good. You just like are sweating everything out. You're just letting go. The yoga, you're just like twisting and opening up, and you're making room for those deep healing breaths and to do more letting go as well. So I think it's really important to have a yoga and meditation practice during this time. So you can do that you can find videos on YouTube or sign up at a studio. And then if you're dealing with a lot of anger, right? A lot of times not a lot of times, probably always there's going to be so much anger when we're going through something. And so I love to help my clients choose like kickboxing or Krav Maga or tennis or racquetball or something where you can like physically hit something to be able to get the anger that's inside of you and like physically get it out of you. So that's huge. Men get to do this all the time. They get to do like football and wrestling and be aggressive, and we don't really like encourage women to be aggressive. And so I'm giving you that permission that if you're experiencing a lot of anger at this time, you got to hit it out. Jamie, you said I change my hair every month or so. Yes, you do. So maybe you are just like constantly transitioning and you're just letting your hair match it, or you're just an adventurous risk taker and you're bold, and I don't know, but I heard this statement the other day that like your hair is your crown and you should wear it proudly. So I love that you do that. You said, I would rather to kickboxing than yoga. I must be angry. You could be, lady. There could be a lot of anger going on. So I give you permission to do some kickboxing and see what comes up for you. Stephanie, you said, I've been wanting to start yoga, but not sure where to start. I definitely think that would help me in my situation. Totally. Absolutely. Yes. I'm a yoga teacher, Stephanie. So any question that you have about yoga, I will help answer it for you. Like, different type of memberships or what studios to choose or what type of yoga would be best for what situation. So just let me know. I can 100% help you with that. Okay. Next thing, I know a lot of you all know this because a lot of you are my clients, but you want to work with a coach. I have been hopping on almost every single mastermind call within the Inner Glow Circle right now. I'm going to get on one tonight in 2 hours just because I know that the more that I talk it out and I work with my coach, the faster I'm going to heal and I'm going to recover. And this is why like self-care has to be a priority this time, is because you want to get better quicker, right? So that way you can really show up the most powerful for your clients. And if you put this on the back burner, like it's going to be that much harder to get going strong in your business again. And I know a lot of you weren't on when I said this at first, but you get to, I think this is one of the most important takeaways from today, is you get to choose how you want to feel and show up every day and in life and in your business. And so even if you're going through a really, really hard time, you can kind of look at it black and white and say like, okay, this fucking sucks, but I can still be a powerful coach for my clients, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. We kind of will get in those stories, like I can have this or I can have that, but I can't have both. I believe that you can have both. So I just think that that's important to like give you that permission of you get to choose how you want to feel and how you want to show up during your shit show. All right. Next is traveling. Traveling is huge. Sometimes you just need to like have physical boundaries and you need to get away. And if you're a life coach, you can travel because you have an online business, right? So even if it's just for a night, for a weekend, you don't have to do anything crazy like I did and sell all your stuff and travel around the world for 2 years. But traveling is so incredibly healing. And I look at it almost as like investing in traveling is like investing in a therapist. So traveling, yeah, is amazing. And it's usually like when we go through some trauma, it's like we just want to get away. I remember that's like after the divorce and I got fired from my nursing job, I was like, I just want to get away. I want to get away from Seattle. I need to get out of this country and I just need to like clear my head. So that's a really great thing to do. Also watching Netflix, watching Hulu is great because it really allows you, like when you're going through these tough times, like you just don't want the motivational shit. Right? Like and it's funny because we're life coaches. That's like what all our work is based around. But just like the past couple of weeks, I was like, I don't want to read any self-help books. I don't want any type of self-transformation right now. I just want to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians or This Is Us or Grey's Anatomy in a dark bedroom. I don't want to talk to anyone right now. And I think that's totally acceptable and totally normal. And that goes to, you know, you just kind of need to numb your brain out because your brain is going through so much processing. So I think it's totally okay to just binge on these shows. And again, that's really hard for motivated entrepreneurs like ourselves to say like, well, this isn't productive and I could be doing X, Y, and Z and making more money and this and this. But again, like during these times, you gotta do what feels right. And I'm guessing that it probably doesn't feel good to be like, to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and be like, I'm gonna conquer life today. I know it hasn't for me. Another thing is I think it's good to decrease people time. I think sometimes friends and family can make things 100 times worse. Like when I was going through the divorce, oh my gosh, everybody was trying to give me different opinions on do this, don't do that. And it was just fucking with my head. And so luckily my life coach was like, just leave your family out of this right now. Like this is about you and you getting to make decisions, you know, with your soon to be ex-partner. So I definitely think it's okay to have those boundaries away from friends and family during those times. Another thing is seeing a psychic. I'm actually going to see a psychic this weekend. I see a psychic like every 6 months for business help. And I think that having an outside person who can help us to find clarity and be a sounding board, besides a life coach, right? A life coach is great, but sometimes it's just nice to see too what a psychic has to say. And it can be really comforting. It can be really comforting to have a stranger be like, see something that maybe we already know, and then they can confirm it. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, well, if they can see it, it's really true then. I've had a lot of psychics be like, don't go for that guy. And I was like, oh, I was thinking that. How did they know that? And then I was like, okay, well, I'm really not going to go for the guy now that the psychic said it too. So also journaling. Gratitude, like a gratitude journal is everything. Gratitude is like the number one way to like kill depression and anxiety. So having a little journal by your bedside, and every morning and every night writing down 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for is, I know that can be really hard when you're upset with life and you're mad and you're frustrated. But you got to just try. You got to try to like just focus, be grateful for the bed that you're sleeping in, and the air conditioning and the food, and all those little things. That really does help, and it does make a difference. And also another big thing is helping others. I get Shine text every day. You can sign up for Shine, Shine, and they had an article yesterday about helping others is actually a productivity hack, which I was like, I didn't even like think about it that way. But yeah, when we do good things for other people, it makes us feel better. And then when we feel better, right, we're going to feel more productive. And so that's why I would say it's probably not a good idea to completely give up coaching others, even if you're going through a hard time, because like when you coach someone, you're going to feel good about it. And I know for me, coaching sessions are very grounding. When I coach someone, it's very grounding and I feel very fulfilled. And so I've been great, even though it's been kind of challenging to show up to my coaching sessions the past couple weeks. I've still done it, and every time afterwards, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. Like, I'm glad that I got to talk to this person today. So I really do think like helping other people, or volunteering, or going to a soup kitchen, or reaching out to someone and paying it forward or something can be really helpful during this time. Oh, we have a lot of comments. Oh my goodness, sorry, I have not been following up. Let's see. Lainey said, love working with the coach. Good, I like that. Jamie said, yes, I love being able to get back on all the mastermind calls. Yeah, I love the mastermind calls in IGC. You said journaling has been so helpful. Yeah, I've just been like brain dumping like crazy the past couple weeks on my journal. Like I just need to get like everything out, like just all these like realizations I'm having about like the past relationships and just all this stuff. And I just need to get it out on the paper, and it feels really good. Angela said, hi, saw your post about feeling messy as fuck, and I'm so glad you're taking good care of yourself and showing up as you are now. One of the reasons I chose you as my life coach and want you to be my trainer in IGC is because you show up with transparency. It is nice to see someone show up powerfully while still being honest. P.S. You still look beautiful even in your shitstorm. Need to hop off soon, but can't wait to hit replay. Oh, thank you, Angela. That's really sweet. That actually goes into another thing I was that you just mentioned about is, yeah, everyone gets really like confused when I say like I'm going through a hard time, and they're like, well, you look really good, because like I'll still like put on makeup, I'll put on nice clothes and jewelry, and I'm like, well, I can be sad and depressed and still look good. I don't think that you have to choose one or the other. And I do think it's really important that if you're feeling like shit, that you take a little bit of time to brush your hair, take a shower, put on some makeup, put on a cute outfit, because then you're going to feel more powerful, especially if you just got dumped. Like you feel like crap. You feel like you're not wanted. And so being able to like put on bright lipstick, or I just got a pedicure yesterday and I got a bright yellow color. Like I need like happy things on my body right now. So that's, I think that you can be going through a shit show and still put on makeup and look good so you feel better on the inside. Another thing too is cleaning. I think cleaning and organizing is huge. Outer calm leads to inner calm. So I did that yesterday. I was having like a really rough patch, and so I just like put my work aside for an hour and I just organized my room, and just the cleaning is so like therapeutic. So I really, really recommend doing that. Stephanie, you said, traveling has been on my radar, especially these past couple days. I can totally imagine. Like, I know you were thinking about traveling even before everything happened, Stephanie. So if you can, I really recommend it. I think it's like, could be the best medicine for you right now. And just to give you some perspective. It's really hard when we're up close to something to make like accurate decisions because all the emotions are just so like flying and everything. So really like just taking a step back allows you to breathe and look at the situation from a different angle. You said, now taking recommendations for good binge-worthy Netflix shows. Bonus points for all the sappy girly shit. Ooh, okay. Who has recommendations for Stephanie on binge-worthy shows? I told you mine. Grey's Anatomy, This Is Us, on Netflix. Oh my gosh, I can't think right now. Love, I like that one on Netflix. That's by Jude Apatow. I love him. And then The Affair, that's a deep and dark one, but that's good. Maybe that's not a good one to watch, Stephanie. I don't know. That might be a little bit too intense right now. I'll have to let you know if I think of someone. If you just put a post up on Facebook, you're going to have like 100 people commenting on that. Jamie, you said, I actually vegged out on Mindless Shift for the first time on TV in forever. I haven't watched you in a year. Good. That's really good. That's my my superpower. No, I don't want to say that's my superpower. It's like my super secret of at the end of the day when you're just doing motivational shit all day long with clients, and then you just need something to like transition into sleep, and Netflix and Hulu is like, it's amazing for an entrepreneur. Let's see. Jamie, you said, I just set some big boundaries with family and friends. Good. Boundaries are huge. Stephanie said, I so agree with limiting people time. Within 12 hours, my whole family was telling me I need to move back to Texas. Yep. Yeah, that's what happens. Gratitude boost attitude. I like that. You love shine, Jamie. Good. Oh my gosh, how did I get so behind? I'm a firm believer in still getting ready when life is rough. Nothing's worse than being sad and having greasy hair with no makeup. Totally, yeah, it really does help. Just scrubbed my whole house today. Okay, good. Thea, hey, long time no see. I feel like we just talked a couple of hours ago, but wait, we did. But I'm happy to see you here, Thea. Okay, and we've got some show. Oh, hello, Jackie. Welcome. You've been doing some amazing work with your post for your coaching business. That's been really neat to seeing you showing up powerfully and putting your services out there into the world. So really proud of you. It's cool. Okay, Thea said we're taking, Stephanie has kind of just gone through a rough point in her life, and so she is looking to do some binging on Netflix and Hulu. So if anyone has any suggestions right now, Stephanie is taking suggestions. Okay. The last one was cord cutting meditation. So if you go onto YouTube, and I can post 2 here that I really like, they're called cord cutting meditations. Let me know in the comments section if you've done them before. They're very powerful. My first life coach suggested them to me, and I remember, so this is a true story, is right before I got fired from my nursing job, I was really struggling. I really struggled in that role because of the way we treat pregnant women in the hospitals. I don't agree with it at all. And so every day I would just come home just feeling sad and overwhelmed and like I can't do anything. I can't make a difference in this job. And my life coach was like, okay, if there's any situation or anything in your life that you feel like you have an energetic tie to that's toxic for you, you should do this cord cutting meditation. So I found one on YouTube. I went in the bathtub, lit some candles, put some essential oils, and had this really like sensual experience. I just closed my eyes and I was playing the YouTube meditation on my phone, and I just imagined the hospital that I was working at and me, we were connected by this long cord, and I imagined like this pair of scissors just cutting. And I was like, okay, I just need to have a different relationship with this job right now. I have 6 months left before I go to world travel. I can't take on all this energy from, this bad negative energy. It's bringing me down. And so I did that meditation. I was just kind of like, okay, we'll see what happens. I had no idea. And then 3 days later, I got fired. And so I was like, holy shit. And I called my life coach, and she was like, oh my gosh, you're so powerful. And so then I've been and I know that might seem scary, but like it's what really needed to happen. It was the best thing that could have happened for me to get fired. I needed to leave that job then. And it is so much around the work that I do now. It really did help my business and my life. And so I'm glad it happened. And so now I just did it the other night with like breaking up with Ryan. And I was like, I just haven't been able to let go of him the past 9 months. And I've been holding space for him in my heart and my life, thinking that, you know, something's going to happen in the future. And I just like woke up one day and I was like, I can't keep holding space for him. I don't think anything's ever going to happen and I'm wasting my time. And I was like, why can't I get over him? And so I did another one of those meditations, just laying in my bed. And after that, like, I felt like a million times better. Like, okay, I can move on. Like, this is it. Like, it's a really powerful thing. So I'll share them here in the links. Let's see, it's called cord cutting meditations. And like I said, I'll share some for you all that you can try. And I just imagine like the toxic situation in my life. And I imagine like this like long, thick red rope attaching us like from my chest to their chest or wherever. And then just this huge pair of scissors like being cut and the person or the thing like just falling into this black hole. And it's not like I want them to die or anything like that, but it's just like this needs to be over. There's an energetic connection here and I need to move on and you need to move on. And I just think it's really powerful, and especially after the hospital thing happened. Jamie said, yes, cord cutting, I love it. I remember when you suggested that to me. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad that that helped you. So that's it. That's all I have. Oh my gosh, 31 minutes. How have I been talking for 31 minutes? That's crazy. I hope that helps you all and it gives you a lot of like ideas and permission today to really focus on yourself during these hard times. You can still be there for your clients, you can still work, but also to, yeah, really prioritize like and put most of your time and your energy on yourself and healing. Because if you don't, like, it's just gonna like just draw out the process. And I want you getting back to normal as soon as possible and feeling better so you can really do this powerful work. So good, Stephanie. I'm glad it helped. I'm really glad that that helped. And, you know, it just helps me too, just talking through it. So thank you all. And I hope that you have a great rest of your evening. And oh, just to let you know, I am practicing with Oracle cards. I got my first set of Oracle cards when I was at the Inner Glow Circle retreat 2 weekends ago. And so I'm going to start practicing doing live sessions in here. I think I'm going to do my first one tomorrow of doing Oracle card readings for you all or whoever shows up on the live because it's something I don't really do with clients. And I've been kind of scared to do it, but a lot of the coaches in Inner Glow Circle on the mastermind calls, they'll start off with some Oracle card readings, and it's actually a really powerful way to be bold and be direct in your coaching and to say the thing that like no one else is saying. I never thought to use it as a powerful tool to help your client to get even more breakthroughs. So yes, I think it would be really fun to like practice in here, and basically I'll just be like pulling my cards, and then whichever one you tell me to stop and pick up, I'll pick it up and read, and I'll say, you know, what does this mean for you right now? What are you hearing from this? And that'll just be like a really cool way to like get some more guidance and clarity in life. So, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow live. Bye.